phone call.
If you feel that somebody who is trans should out themselves to you without knowing who the fuck you are and like literally being on the first date with like, bitch, you say, hi, my name is Simone, hi, my name is Michael, and the next thing should be that I'm trans, fuck you. Don't date. No. No, because you want to live in a world where what this ain't it. You want to live in a different reality where there are only two genders, and maybe you should get on a dating site for that. Maybe you should go to onlytwogenders.com. I don't know. Go to hell. Who knows? Who knows? I'm sure there's somewhere for you where people fit your cute little binary, but nobody owes it to you to disclose personal medical information that is not going to affect you in any way other than what you perceive in your mind. That's it. Rant over. Bye, y'all.
It's funny that I just posted that post, and my brother-in-law is in the living room. He's just watching videos on his phone or whatever. But a video of some old Steve Harvey shows back when Nephew Tom used to do those prank phone calls. And he called a man, and he tells this man, as the prank, that his wife, Tina, he believes is his long lost missing brother, Tim. This man has been married to Tina for 5 years. The first thing he said is that, so you're telling me this 5 years I've been married to a man. Every information, every instance, every knowledge that he has of his wife immediately went out of the window in order to support this patriarchal shit. Like everything that he thought and knew about his wife went out the door in seconds. And then he follows up to say that if it was true and his wife was a, like, I need y'all to understand how deep this shit goes. Like, people really can't see people as people. It matters whether you had what's between your legs now when you were born. And the thing is that there's no right way. There's no silver lining because okay, let's say the fact that you once had a different gender, let's pretend that that's even important. Let's pretend that it's even fucking relevant. Okay, now that we live in this bullshit world where it's relevant and where it's important, as information to share, like, I don't know, STD testing, or nigga, have you been outside playing with the corona? Those are important because that can possibly end somebody's life. That can possibly stop your quality of living. Whereas somebody having old genitals and not having them no more, that really don't do nothing. So we're pretending that this shit is important, even though it's not. But if it was okay, holding something important from your significant other for that long is like, let's say you knew that you had some sort of disease, or you were possibly predisposed to a disease. It would be thoughtful to let a person know that this is something that they might have to deal with. Okay, understandable. And it probably shouldn't come after 5 years of marriage. But the opposite end is that people think that you should disclose yourself on a first date. Why can't we go on 4 dates, 5 dates, and then, like, I don't, like, there's no guarantee. That's the thing. There's no guarantee. Because as soon as I was about to say that, I'm like, no, there's no fucking guarantee. We could go on 5 dates and you could decide that you've been bamboozled and that I'm not the person that you know or care about anymore because y'all don't, literally, like, none of you know. And the thing is that if I said it was one thing and you assumed it was the other thing, you're gonna see me in a whole nother light. You're gonna think that I am just somebody different, which is completely unfair because you're projecting the I don't know, markers of gender on somebody else just because you're assuming what they are. And I'm not even speaking from the point of view of never having done the shit. I have. I just know that it wasn't right and that it was fucked up. The same way that, like, it's fucked up that I used to say I had good hair, or the fact that, you know what I'm saying, just so many fucked up things that we've internalized because of this bullshit patriarchy. And this is not okay. It's just not okay. People are dying, Karen. People are dying, Shaniqua. And you're pressed over whether it's straight people making all the arguments. There are literally some trans people out there. Trans people. You are, if you're young and you are just morally golden and just wanting to be right in everything that you do, because it's so difficult to be right in everything that you do. and that's what we're purporting, that like that's the ideal, the goal, to be completely woke, to be completely sensitive to every topic, to already have, you know, a foundation of knowledge about any marginalized group that's out there. You should know everybody, you should know everything, you should know all their trigger words, and you should know all their slurs so you don't say them. And that's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. So you feel like, young trans person, and in your attempt to just be everything that you could be, that you owe these people this information. You do fucking not. You don't, because they're not going to respond to you the same way they're going to respond to somebody else. They're not going to respond to you the same way they're going to respond to somebody telling that they have like chlamydia, or fucking that they have two. That we as human beings feel like we like to know before we enter into a romantic relationship. I would encourage that y'all date real fucking close-mindedly. I'm sorry. If somebody is not queer and they are not in, you know, they're not at least an ally, niggas ain't been to at least one, do not date them. Do not go around them. And please be aware for people being performative, and there are people posing on Grindr. Like, y'all don't understand the shit that I have seen on this app right here. On this app. Like, I don't even be wanting to ask my trans friends for stories beyond like what they post themselves, or because first of all, I don't want you to drag out your trauma. But second of all, I am afraid to know that somebody has tried to hurt somebody that I love. I don't get this shit. It's just like, oh man, if you get it, please continue to get it, and give it to the other children, because they at risk, man.